good one. That is a good one. Wow. Wowee. And this is why you never quit, no matter how far behind you are. If you can win, you can win. Priest, I don't believe it. Wow. And that's going to do it. A boss takes the series.
Go,
2 games to 1 to Priest.
Wow. I love Priest, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the European Regional Finals here in DreamHack Stockholm. It is the last match of day 1, Kolento versus TheFallen, and it's an excellent one to wrap things up. Kolento is the hottest player currently in professional Hearthstone, and for good measure. The guy's been dominating ladder for months, terrorizing everybody with his innovative decks and his well-rounded play, and now he's going to go up against TheFallen, a complete unknown, at least by our books. Artosis, talk to me about this series.
Well, I mean... Again, we favor Kolento. A lot of people are saying he should win this. He's always at the top of the ladder. He's always doing well in anything he enters. But every single player we've said that about has gotten knocked down. So is TheFallen going to do that to Kolento now?
I don't know.
It's a pattern
everywhere.
At this point.
In fact, every single well-known player who's the favorites, at least by the book, and the odds percentages-wise, has fallen here. You know, Tice being upset by Green Sheep. Frezar being upset by Cupcake, Mr. Yagood being able to take out Reynad, the Fish You Over Life coach. Is it going to stop here? Will Kolento be able to hold it for the people who are well-known? Or will TheFallen be the one that's been able to surprise people yet again?
Maybe. I mean, these guys are kind of hard to predict, and they're bringing really smart decks, so I don't know how this one's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, it might be like a small... I don't know if I can call it a weakness, but... Kolento, he streams a lot, and there is quite a bit of information that you can get on his deck lists. And this weekend, he absolutely crushed the Prismata Cup. But all the deck lists were made public, and that was only like 3 days ago. So, I mean, if the Fallen has done his homework, he might have like some stuff planned out just specifically to do well against Kolento's line of decks.
That can be a factor as we pull up the deck lists and see what these guys have chosen for the class selection screen. TheFallen has banned Kolento's Warlock. Seems to be a popular ban for a lot of these players. They don't like Warlock currently, at least against their repertoire. And then Kolento has chosen to ban Priest from TheFallen. I think that's the first of its kind for today. We've seen a lot of kinds of bans, but Priest the first we see here.
Yeah, maybe he wants to get rid of it because he is using a Shaman deck here, and I think you definitely don't expect your Shaman deck to be the one that gets banned out of this lineup. So I think it's a pretty solid ban there by Kolento.
That's what I would think too. I mean, I think he's banning the Priest because of the Shaman. But, and probably the Druid too, actually, now that I think of it. I mean, Kolento, we have mostly seen, when he's been banning Druid, it has been the type of Druid that runs the Harvest columns, for example, which is a disaster if a Priest couple Shadow Priests it. So, yeah, Priest definitely makes a lot of sense as a ban. And the Warlock ban also, from TheFallen, I mean, he does have a Rogue, he does have a Warrior Paladin. I mean, Paladin does stand a fair chance against a handlock, but especially with the Rogue that he has. And he also had the Priest. I mean, he didn't know what Kolento would ban, so he had like 2 potentially really weak decks against handlock. So smart bans by both players, in my opinion.
I would say, actually, overall today, almost every ban, I think, has been very smart.
Well, let's see if it pays off. Once again, a 6 unique class lineup should be a good time. And I believe the series is about to begin. So once more, Artosis and Savitz will be taking us all the way home for today. Have fun, guys.
Thanks, Frodan. We are ready to finish up today. It has been a long one, but an excellent one. Make sure to tell your friends. We're still going strong here in Europe, in Stockholm, for the BlizzCon European qualifiers. And it looks like we're going to start off with TheFallen using Warrior. And it's going to be a Druid deck from Kolento.
Kolento must be really excited to see the Warrior. I mean, this is a matchup that... and that's starting at... Look at the cards that Kolento has.
Well, I always do like to innovate out of Shade of Noxramas.
Yeah, not bad.
It's a pretty good play.
That's a fast
Gets
start.
pretty big pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, the matchup is already so good for the Druid. It's mostly because like the Warrior has such a difficult time dealing with all the death rattle spiders and stuff like that. And also like just stabilizing and not dying to the combo basically. It can be almost impossible at times. And now that Kolento has an amazing draw on top of the already good matchup, this is gonna be a tough one for the Fallen.
No question there. Do you foresee him coining out the second shade? Or is he gonna play Haunted Creeper into the shade and then turn 4 point out the
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna go with the Haunted Creeper because the mana is gonna be so awkward if he does it the other way around.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he wants to keep the coin. I mean, if you try to plan this hand long term, like going Haunted Creeper here, going Shade next on allows him to coin out the Spectral Knight on 4. So he has like a steady curve there.
Yeah, I do have to agree with that, and he does as well. Does have a Cenarius there in hand, and kind of interesting so far for this Warrior deck. There is a Whirlwind in there. We don't see that in as many modern Warrior decks, and Kel'Thuzad as well.
Yeah, the Whirlwind is not a popular it's not commonly like included in the Warrior list, but in this particular matchup, it can help him a lot with dealing things like the small spiders from the Haunted Creeper.
Well, looks like he will bruise the spider for now. Gonna give him a little bit more armor and make this Whirlwind and Execute heavy hand a little bit more powerful in some ways.
Yeah.
And it seems here like Shade Nox Promise just makes sense.
The only decision is like, do you wanna attack with the Shade? And if you do you go face or do you take out the Armor Smith?
Yeah, because that definitely can proc for an Execute, but still, value there for Kolento. Of course, you have to be careful against Warrior because they do have brawls. So if you wait too long on that and then suddenly it gets brawled away and you just have like a spider left, you're going to feel like a fool for never attacking. But again, if they don't have it, charge up a little bit more. Sometimes you get more value out of it too.
Yeah, I gotta agree with taking that out here. It protects his spider, and now actually like popping the spider and killing the small ones is gonna be a lot trickier.
Yeah, definitely going to go ahead and Execute here. Doesn't really have any strong plays. I think you just armor pass as well.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really want to spend your second Execute on the spider.
No, if you did, you'd have to Whirlwind as well. And God, use up your whole hand? No, thank you. But he is at 38 health at the moment, so that's good.
Yep. So that would have, if he didn't draw the Yeti, that would have been a coin Spectral Knight for sure. But now the option here is, do you play the Yeti or do you coin out the Spectral Knight? And I would expect him to just play the Yeti. But because Kolento, like the way he plays is that he wants to like he thinks, I want to say like one turn ahead, but he actually thinks way more. So like keeping the coin, it might pay off on the later turns.
Well, going to work on that armor at the moment. He does draw into a brawl.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's an interesting draw. I mean, he will need it, but it's not. I don't think it's time just
Not yet, no.
Sludge Spellster buys you a little bit more time.
Yeah. Make him commit a little bit more heavily. And in fact, the Spectral Knight coming out, that could definitely trigger the brawl, I would say.
And he also has a Sylvanas, and it's actually a pretty strong play to play the Sylvanas first if you are not if you're not in a hurry to play the brawl, because that guarantees you like no matter what survives, the board is gonna be clear aside from the one minion that you will have.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like having the Sylvanas first guarantees that you win the brawl one way or another.
It certainly does.
That inner weight. Oh man, he could potentially play the scenarios next then. But that brawl is gonna be big.
Yeah, I think. Are we gonna see the brawl here?
I don't know. Maybe not.
It's kind of tough because I mean, that is a lot of possible incoming damage if you don't.
It really is. If he goes for the brawl, I think you execute the 1/1 just to like make the brawl a little bit better. He has to be
scared of. You don't think you save the Execute for one of the big minions coming out of it?
Well, you don't want to see 4 small spiders because of Savage Roar, so that's like I would probably execute here. But maybe Sylvanas is the play. I mean, I actually think this is the best one. I mean,
it definitely gives him more power for the next turn.
Yeah.
I mean, he can Whirlwind.
Yeah, he can make real power play next turn. But the question is, how much damage is he gonna take here? And the answer is a lot. I mean, I think we're gonna see the innovated scenarios to buff.
I think so. That's so much damage. Let's see. It's 7, 13 plus 6. Wow. It's like 19 damage.
But if he actually goes through with that, the brawl, the brawl is gonna clear everything he has.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Kolento is gonna be in World of Hurt.
Do you think there's any merit in playing the Wild Growth? I feel like I'd want to save that at this point.
Yeah,
You
I
have
think
the innovate,
just
you have the coin.
at this point. I mean, you have coin, you have innovate, like you said, and you just want to keep the Wild Growth for turn 10 to potentially get closer to the combo. I think. This is a tough turn. Kolento wishing right now that he had a Keeper of the Crow for the silence, but he doesn't have one. He's going to go with the scenarios.
Well, that is a lot of damage.
It sure is, but the next turn from TheFallen is gonna be just perfect. I mean, you execute the 3/3 spider, you run the Sylvanas into the other spider, and then you brawl.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
That has to be the
Of
play.
course.
There's nothing else.
See
I
what
mean,
gets
he could
from-
potentially
He could actually whirlwind as well.
use the whirlwind to guarantee that he won't get a 1/1. But not sure if that's worth it.
Well, otherwise, the whirlwind is kind of. I don't know if it's actually gonna do anything for the rest of this game, but like a lot of his token guys are already out here. Like, I guess if he's playing oozes, it could
That's
be
true.
useful against that. But no warrior deck plays Twilight Drake. I mean, Azure Drakes anymore, really. So
Wait, what? Oh, is he gonna go face and then? Oh, he could go face, then brawl and just a whirlwind afterwards. But
But if he gets a
if
spider,
one of the
he's
spiders
sad.
survive, I remember which order these were played in. But
Oh, let's see.
I mean, if the spiders were played before Sylvanas, right? So he could potentially get a 1/1.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of.
Oh.
I think my play was.
Yeah, your
better.
play was most certainly,
Yeah.
without any doubts, a stronger play there. I actually liked using the whirlwind as well to make sure you didn't get a spider. Like,
Yeah.
I guess the worst
I mean,
you would get in that case is
even
like a
with-
4/1 Yeti or something.
Even
Or-
with that
no.
play, without
7.
without playing the execute, he should have still popped one of the spiders. I feel like, 'cause that's kind of this is pretty awkward right now.
Yeah, no, I do like your play a bit better here. Well, pour them. His spectral spider you worked so hard for is gone. Kolento looking good at the moment.
Can't execute that. Can't shield slam that. What options does he have?
Oh,
Not that many.
none? Approximately? Yeah, I mean, he could, he can go Gromash, and he can use a whirlwind to activate it and kill the spectral.
He can't do that just yet.
Oh god, yeah, you're
But
right.
that would have been like pretty good to deal with the Spectral Knight. He has to wait with that play.
Oh man.
This is tough.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, he can deal minimum 9 damage next turn.
He missed the opportunity to clear the board with
Yeah.
the brawls. Sylvanas.
Could armor up, shield slam the spider, execute the spider whirlwind,
Yeah, I mean,
and then never activate.
Doesn't feel good.
Gromash. No, nothing here feels good. Nothing here looks good. Could Kel'Thuzad just to have a huge body out there that's not going to be dealt with.
but it's
I don't know, man. None of these are
No.
any good for the Fallen.
not at all.
Well, that Wild Growth probably not going to be played this turn. Hopefully not at 8 mana anyways.
7 mana Wild Growth on turn 8.
With a Spectral Knight and a swipe in hand. It's pretty sick.
That's like next level.
Well, unless he's playing another Brawl.
Nope. That Ragnaros is not gonna get him out of this one.
No. He actually can't get out of lethal range.
Nope.
It is actually impossible because of the swipe in hand. Like, you can remove the spectrals and the little 1/1, but that's it. It looks like Kolento's actually going to take a very speedy game number 1 here.
Yeah. Not bad. I'm not sure. Like Kolento has been opening with the Druid in the past too, and I'm not sure if that if the Warrior was like the best deck to start with for the Fallen.
Yeah, well, I feel like Warrior is one of the weaker choices coming into this tournament overall, and just recently, Warrior in a lot of ways has shown itself not to be a powerful deck in tournaments. So, well, it certainly did not pay off for the Fallen this time,
No.
but that does not mean he's out by any means.
No,
He has
it's on-
Rogue and Paladin left, which are, in my opinion, 2 of the best classes right now.
It's best of 5, and that was only the first game. And Rogue has a pretty good matchup against that, and Paladin not so much. I would bring the Rogue here.
I think you're right about that. I mean, there's Spectral Knights, which get a little bit scary. There's Shades of Naxxramas, which can be difficult to deal with. But, of course, Kolento had a very nice opener there anyways.
Yeah,
Being able to
that's
innovate
true.
out the Shade on turn 1 is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kolento was just curving out perfectly there. He didn't throw a Savage Roar, which could have ended the game a lot sooner also. But if I was Kolento, I wouldn't be complaining about that.
No,
for
no.
sure.
Oh, I couldn't end the game more quickly than that. Well,
Oh,
I think you got better things to worry
Wasting
about.
everyone's time. Paladin's not completely hopeless against the Druid, but it's not favored. I mean, you gotta bring the Rogue.
Yeah, I think I do agree with you to bring the Rogue out here, but let's take a look. Oh, he actually does choose to bring out the Paladin.
Okay. Let's see if it works out for him.
Huh.
Wait, what? Wild Growth. I thought I knew his list for like card for card. So,
All right, so wait.
he's-
He has spiders.
Wait, he did have,
spectrals.
yeah, he had the Wild Growth in the last game too, but I just didn't like pay so much attention to it.
Yeah.
But I think he, like from the list that he has played with before, he has probably got the Echoing Oozes.
He's
Maybe.
cut the Echoing Oozes out.
Potentially.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. We haven't seen any Echoing Oozes today in
Yeah.
Druid decks.
And like the old list also, I don't think it was running scenarios. So. It's a
Yeah,
little
that's
bit,
true.
It's
That's
a little
true.
bit different than what he has been playing in the past.
All right, well, time for some dude passing.
There's the Wild Growth. It's like the most awesome feeling ever when you're playing a Druid with Wild Growth and in a tournament and you actually get it on turn 2.
Yeah. Now, does he innervate out the Haunted Creeper to take care of dudes? Looks like no. Which is fine, because he can Hero Power and Haunted Creeper next turn. Doesn't really have other great plays there.
Okay, it has a Black Knight. That's gonna be good in this matchup.
No doubt there's quite a few taunts here for the Fallen.
You could even like save it for not use it on the Senjin, but I would expect it to be played here.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
mean,
just too powerful.
he has the coin and he got Black Knight. I mean, the tempo game is just so good. I mean, I guess the Fallen could go through silver, but the Senjin is by far the best play. I mean, I guess if you knew that there's a Black Knight coming, then it's not the best play. But like without knowing the other guys' cards and like I was referring to Kolento's older Druid list, it does not have Black Knight either. So if he thinks he knows Kolento's list, sorry. Nope, it's a little bit different. I like it how Kolento is mixing things up.
Yeah, he's got a... You know, we were talking about it earlier, how he streams a lot, so you can kind of predict what he's going to do. You know, anyone knows Kolento's style. This guy
Yeah.
really likes to remove minions from the board. He likes to really control that board so heavily. And people get to see what decks he uses so often on his stream. So to
that's
switch it up
true.
like this, like if I'm the Fallen, I probably watched so much of his streaming VODs.
Like the knowledge that the Fallen might have thought that he has about Kolento's deck list, Kolento might be able to like turn it into an advantage if the other guy thinks he knows your list and that's not the case. like for example, the Black Knight here. It's something that he might have not even thought about, just because he might have thought that he knows the list.
Yeah, yeah. Especially after the cards you saw in the last one, it's just like, oh, okay, this is basically the same Druid deck that we saw for weeks.
The Wild Growth wasn't even like casted at all.
All right, well,
Double innervate, so you could innervate out the Shade here.
I was like, wait, what?
But I think the Shade is more likely option.
Yeah, the Shade plus the hero power is pretty strong. Oh, Kolento gonna go ahead and remove this Lotheb. Or not. Okay, yes.
Interesting.
Well-
Kolento going for like a board control type of game. That's a lot of force in the Paladin's hand, by the way.
It is, and it's time for a consecration. Like, without doubt. Consecration, dude, pass. The Shade of Noxramas will
Yeah,
never be this small
You
again.
gotta get rid of it. I think so too. This 4 4 4 4 4 8 8. Alright. Not the prettiest curve ever.
Well,
Those are all like standard cards, so he's just a bit unlucky here drawing all this stuff.
the thing is, the game is looking like it's probably going to go long if we look at Kolento's hand, right? A couple innervates, scenarios. As long as he's clearing this board, there's not going to be a kill coming anytime soon.
Yeah, but with those two innervates, I mean, Kolento is gonna run out of cards. I guess you could make an argument for scenarios being like worth at least 2 cards or so, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, whether Kolento draws Ancient of Lore or not in the next few turns, it's gonna make a big difference in this one.
All right. Pretty obvious play coming in here from the Fallen.
Reporting for duty.
Right? Shoot of the Claw.
Scenarios +2.
I mean, he did just saw a Consecration, but I still think buffing is the way to go. I mean, you basically get the same 4 power, but you also get to attack with it on this turn, so you get like an instant 4 damage.
And a couple 3/3s, even if there's another Consecration, something like that, which you really don't count on. Doesn't really do that much. Even like a True Silver Champion, which is normally such a fantastic move to take out any minion. You're taking out spider tokens. He doesn't even really care about that.
Wow.
It's a draw.
That's a draw. I mean, it was looking really bad for him, but with this, he can actually like clear the board.
And with the hand that he has, this gives him a big lead, actually.
Yeah.
There's, I mean,
mean-
Innervate, Savage Roar, Keeper, Druid against a 26 life Pally with a Silence and a ridiculous amount of life gain.
That's the lore. So it
Wow.
turns out it turns around again. I was just about to say that the Paladin has a big lead, but there we go. Oh, wow. Those are some sick draws.
These guys draw really well. So the game actually gets going, at least.
So do you put your fate in the light? I mean, you have
No.
nothing to silence. I think you got to. I mean,
He did see one Keeper come down already, right?
I believe no.
Okay, I'm crazy. It's late.
But
Let me think.
I mean, even if it gets silenced, the Black Knight was already played, so he knows that that won't happen. Even if it gets silenced, it's still a 6/6.
Yeah, very true.
Silence and Druid of the Claw. Seems like an easy then.
As a charge?
Yeah.
I must safeguard the land.
Yeah, I quite like that. You know that you're not going to be killed anytime soon.
You already have many targets on the board, so attacking with the Shade is really likely. I mean, why would you not attack with it?
Oh, lots of plays he can go ahead with here. Aldor.
There are some options, but
Yeah.
none of them are that great, as we know that there's going to be a Savage Draw. So I'm actually not sure if he can get out of lethal range here.
Well, Senjin plus Aldor plus attack in. That's Out of lethal.
So he can like alter the 5/5 and kill the 4/4.
Yeah. And then has Ascension out against a 4/4 and a 2/4.
And a 1/5. And there's gonna be a Druid of the Claw, so it's gonna Savage Roar is gonna be 10 damage.
Oh god, yeah.
And
actually he removes that with 1 minion, so that actually would be lethal.
Yep, it would be.
Child.
I mean, a good choice there, but
Does Kolento have 10 mana? Yes, he does. Yep, that's it. Druid of Claw charge, Savage Roar.
Where shall I strike?
all right. Well, it looks like Kolento once again taking a very quick victory here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was expecting more of this like long games, but the group of death has been really quick so far.
Yeah, it really
I mean-
has been very quick and very one-sided.
That also.
First aggro mage coming out with the Fishu, and now Kolento just with this druid deck with just a few little tweaks and modifications from the version that we've seen a lot lately, and he's crushing.
I'm sure that Kolento would be a player who would like value it highly. That if he got to keep his other deck secret for Friday.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he really wants to sweep 3-0 here.
yeah, no doubt about that.
Seeing how well the druid has been doing, and the rogue is not an easy thing to deal with, but I do feel like that if the Fallen felt like the rogue is gonna be even worse than a paladin is against that deck, I don't think his chances are very good.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you there. Do you think that this is? I mean, I assume that it's a miracle, right?
Yeah, it has.
We did
Well, it
see
doesn't
Reynad
have
with
to
the
be.
one deck that wasn't a miracle here,
Yeah.
the kind of
But,
weird aggro one.
I think it's like 9 out of 10 times I would think that it's miracle.
Yeah. Well, I would say there's 16 players here. I'd say 15 out of 16 times, with Reynad being the one exception
Yep.
this time. They are
But
normally
You
miracle.
never know. It's possible. It's another one of those Undertaker aggro decks.
Yeah, could be very smart. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and jump into this game and should be able to tell very, very quickly exactly what's going to be going
Yeah,
on.
the starting hand will probably already show it, unless
Yeah.
it's just a backstep and
See-
agent.
See a couple preps in there or something, and it's hard to mistake what that's going to be. Let's go ahead and jump into this game.
Right.
And there it is. Cold Blood Shiv. There you go. That's the card I'm looking for.
Yeah. Kolento with the coin and Wild Growth Shade of Naxxramas.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's
good.
pretty good.
Find out that Wild Growth, play your Shade of Naxxramas, and kind of laugh your way into the winner bracket.
Ooh.
Oh, this is kind of interesting, actually.
Blade Flurry.
Yeah.
Might get a lot of work done. I mean, it's the type of thing that against a minion-heavy deck can just completely change the outcome. Just landing one good Blade Flurry. I mean, it's that type of card. But the version that Kolento is running right now seems to be a bit less vulnerable to the Blade Flurry than the old one.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely taking on the oozes. We've seen him go
Yeah.
through so many cards in 2 games, so it does look like the oozes are gone.
For sure.
And yeah, it's kind of like a little bit slower. I actually really like the build, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
Feels like more stable into the late game if you don't get that quick and easy kill that happens so often for the first week of the deck's life.
I would fan pass.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic because that gives you 1 extra turn to use your Blade Fury anyways. But instead, he chooses to go ahead
keep
and...
it. He might be thinking about the spider or something. Like it's an easy way to deal with the 1 toughness spider.
That's true, yeah.
We'll see. I would have cycled it probably. I mean, the hand doesn't seem to be doing enough as it is.
I must safeguard them.
He's going to go ahead and let this continue to grow.
Yep. Deadly face Blade Flurry.
Actually, I wouldn't mind...
No. It's probably too early for that.
No, yeah.
I mean, you would get 10 damage done, but
it's
you
pretty
have to
good, but it's
follow.
3 cards, right?
Yeah.
This guy's tough.
Here we go.
This is probably better. I mean, it's a bit
Yeah.
more conservative.
I like that move. I was actually thinking about Fan of Knives, which would just allow you to do Deadly Poison Blade Fury next turn, and
Yeah,
You
that
know-
would have been alright too. I actually like this a lot. I mean, he's getting a bit greedy with the Blade Fury, and he should be.
you know that other. If he doesn't use the Blade Fury for this, I wouldn't be surprised because Assassin's Blade plus Deadly Poison, you get in like 2 attacks with that and set that off, and you're just gonna win the game.
That attack was a bit surprising to me. I mean, the Fan of Knives is gonna be pretty good. Shade can be painful to deal with, and he has an easy way here. There might be some other things that we could do. I mean,
Yeah,
with the
like-
preparation or something, but I kind of would like to hold on to it and wait for the auctioneer. But you might not draw it anytime soon.
I don't think we're gonna see Fury this turn. Fan of Knives seems really obvious, but
Yeah, the Shade needs to go. I mean, he's
Yeah.
gonna take 5 damage from it otherwise. And now it's really easy to kill before it grows more.
let's draw the Eviscerate. Kind of hard choices to be made.
Probably go face with the weapon and play the Assassin's Blade with Deadly Poison next turn. He chooses to keep it, not sure why. And he also didn't play the Blood Mage. I would have probably played that too in hope to get more draws, potentially
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
auctioneer.
What else are you saving it for? You're
Yeah,
not
I'm
like
not sure.
trying to hit certain math to kill something with an Eviscerate.
It's gonna be
Wow.
alright here. I mean,
Yeah.
he can do Blood Mage into Eviscerate. The Yeti will be done, but yeah, I don't know. The auctioneer feels like it would be pretty important to get as soon as possible.
No, ooh. Well, you know, I guess he is in kind of a tough spot here with these 2 5-health minions out. So
Yep.
I understand if he goes ahead and does this. It just makes me feel sad because Assassin's Blade with Deadly Poison is just the grossest thing in the whole world.
Sure is. Not sure how much I like this exactly, because it was the last Deadly Poison. With the Assassin's Blade, it would have been so good. I would have probably just went for something like a Blood Mage into Eviscerate.
Yeah, yeah. Leave one of the minions out.
But I mean, he did clear the board, and we can see that Kolento's minions are a bit slow. I mean, Black Knight is a disastrous card against the Mirror. It's just way too slow. Yeah, that one works.
A little bit better than the Black Knight here.
Yeah.
That extra health and all, you know. Oh, yeah, you can't target it. That's
Yeah,
kind
that
of
one is
alright.
tough to deal with. That's like the Miracle Killer.
It certainly is.
It's as if Low Tip wasn't enough. Like, there's also the Spectral Knights. It's really interesting card because it's actually quite powerful, but it doesn't seem to fit all that well in the meta for other classes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But somehow, like, it just works so well with this type of druid. It's amazing because it's like the damage is unstoppable and it's such a difficult minion to deal with. With the Savage Roar, you can deal with even some extra damage. It's so important to get your minions to stick.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that you mention it like that because when I first saw the card, I was like, oh, I think maybe this will help Priest to beat Miracle. I don't really like it in there.
No, it just doesn't
And
work.
yeah, I'm like, oh, let me try this out in Paladin. I don't really care for that either. It just,
It just seems that in most cases the Sludge Belcher is just straight up better.
yeah.
But this type of druid is so aggressive that it seems to work, because you're always the aggressor. You don't need the taunt.
Yeah.
What you need is to get some guaranteed damage. You know,
Yeah.
that's what the card does. It just goes so well with the plan that this deck has.
By the way, that disastrous Black Knight, as you called it, just killed that Senjin. Got him
Yeah.
some more damage through. Now he's got 2/4
Okay,
attackers here.
I'll admit I was wrong here, but I had no idea there's gonna be a Senjin in the Miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, most Miracle decks don't run it.
No, certainly not. It's been a long time. If we see any taunts at all, normally it's obviously Sludge Belcher.
I was actually hoping that we would see a bit longer series, but that
Doesn't
is
look
that.
like it.
I mean, there's 14 damage from hand, and the Spectral Knight is gonna be another 6.
And is this real? We're going to have 2 3-0s after such a long day of so many long games?
I guess at least one of the fan favorites,
Yeah.
if we can say that, have advanced here in the winners bracket.
Well, that's it. That is the one favorite there that actually does win his match. So, you were saying you thought that Kolento would actually probably take the tournament, right?
Well, I mean, I think everybody. It was Frodan who said it, but
Oh, okay. I know one of you guys
You
said
can
that.
ask anyone, and
One of you guys doesn't believe in Tice, you fools.
like the legendary Kolento. I mean, I guess he's like the guy who's always a favorite, no matter who he plays against.
Well, Frodan, what do you think about that really quick display from that slightly modified Druid deck?
I think it's great. I'm very envious. I was telling the production crew, I said I hate watching these Druid games. They're like, why, you don't like it? I'm like, no, because I never get these kind of wild growth stars. Like, how does it keep happening?
Yeah.
Every single Druid player is getting the dream star and curving out perfectly.
I get wild growth every time on turn 9.
Wow.
Yeah, you
Wow.
draw and you're like, well, I mean,
I'm really sorry. That's the saddest thing I heard all day.
and I
So
only get
remember,
Leox too. Yeah, I'm a very sad guy.
yeah, remember, guys, don't try this Druid deck at home. The results may vary person to person. You won't get that curve every single game. But for Kolento and his fans today, they're definitely happy at least to hold serve for some of the popular streamers and players that are here. And that's going to wrap it, though. The 8 players that have advanced to the bracket will be going throughout the rest of them. Let's recap how today went, starting from Group A, Artosis.
All right. Well, over in Group A, if we could go ahead and throw that bracket up on the screen, or not. Well, let's see. We had Number Guy take out Niera, which that's one of the kind of favorites. He's been doing so well recently. But Number Guy with some really nice play. Reverse all killing him with that priest deck. That was actually a really nice series.
Maybe
and
already up 2-0 and then just getting blown out by the priest.
Coward taking out Max as well. It was kind of interesting watching his double big game hunter druid deck with no targets whatsoever still pick up some victories.
Yeah. Like the big game hunters did nothing, but the deck did all right still. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that interview afterwards with Coward, pretty adorable guy. He's just here trying to learn more of the Hearthstone scene and play some games.
Yeah,
so look forward
very
to
good
talking
player.
to him again.
Mm,
Yeah,
very good player.
absolutely. Great. And then going on to Group B, we had Tice versus Green Sheep, another really intense series where Green Sheep narrowly edged out Tice. And Green Sheep afterwards was just out of breath. He was like, I was having a hard time like stabilizing and making sure I could get through it, but he did. And of course, he'll be joined by Lovello in the winners match there, as Matthew was not able to take him out.
No, certainly not. Of course, then we did have Cupcocky, or Cupcake as some people call him, former Warcraft 3 pro, Thomas G, did take out Freezer. And that was kind of cool to see. He played a very strong series.
Yeah, Freezer and sorry, you've got me saying it now. Frezar
It's not
is
Frezar, it's Freezer, right? Is he here? No, he's not here.
I
It's
believe
Freezer.
he's actually
Freezer
went back
is
to the
Frezar.
hotel,
He
but
told me right before he left, it's Freezer. Okay.
all right,
I
well,
made
we'll
that
find
up.
out on Friday. Well, Frezar, he's the guy coming in as the guy to look out for because he's up and coming. Fnatic picked him up. A lot of hype behind the guy, but it looks like Cupcake was able to do that as well. And of course, we had another really cool series with Reynad versus Mr. Yagut. And Reynad was bringing some cool decks overall, like the aggressive backspace rogue, the hyped mage. But Mr. Yagut also brought his own innovation, double brawl into a warrior deck.
Yeah.
That's like one of those things where you always thought, like, no, you don't need double brawl. It's like double mind control. Why do you need 2 of them?
I'm becoming a Mr. Yagut fan, man. I really liked his interview up here as well, where it's like, well, I mean, what about that double brawl? People are going to know. He's like, it doesn't matter. It's no problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Savitz, what happened in Group D for the last recap here?
we had 2 really, really fast sets. First, the Fisho taking out Life Coach, and then Kolento sweeping TheFallen. Those were some really fast matches. I was expecting more of the 3-2s that we have all day. And the decks that we saw, the Fisho was using the aggressive mage, which was really fun to see. Another like a cool, really different deck from the other decks that are being played. And then Kolento with his, I don't know if it's like his favorite class. I don't know if he has a favorite class, but he's always been strong with Druid and bringing his slightly modified version of what he used to play and just sweeping. It was really one-sided, to be honest.
Actually, speaking of Kolento, he's finished cleaning up his set, so let's talk to him and have a few seconds to get his opinions on how the match went. All right, so we're joined by Kolento himself. You had a really long day, and at the very beginning you said you were kind of tired and not sure if you'd be able to play at your best, but it seemed pretty good to me. 3-0, so just more of that, and you're going to BlizzCon. How about that?
Just some more 3-0s, Kolento. It's not a problem.
Now, going into it, it seemed like your Druid deck changed a little bit, but it seemed to be really good. And 3-0 is very important to conceal that information for the next couple of matches. So things have been going pretty good for you, yeah?
Yeah, definitely it's true.
All right. I actually kind of fell flat on that question there.
Well, the thing is, there's actually not that much to talk about with that series overall,
Right.
because it was just kind of like the Druid deck just slapping the other decks down. And
So, I have trouble drawing Wild Growth in my opening hand. Is there any tips you could give for me on that? I really need some help making sure I curve out correctly.
I wouldn't say that this deck is so related to Wild Heroes. You saw my first game, right?
Mhm.
I had Innervate. It was good enough.
Yeah, Innervate Shade, Coin Shade is still pretty good too.
yeah, that's an okay
Shade.
opener.
That's true.
All right. Well, now how do you feel about Group D overall? Were you surprised at all by the result that Life Coach got taken out 0-3?
Oh, that's a sad story. I mean, he got really unlucky playing against Aggro Mage. His first deck, Miracle Rock, had the best chance of winning, but he didn't draw into SI or backsteps. Bad luck.
It happens. That's Hearthstone. Guys, do you have any other questions?
That
To Kolento? He's been really
certainly is.
tired so far, so we don't want to take him too long.
Yeah, no, he had to play very late into the day, so I'm sorry you had to wait for that. But are you going to ban the Fisho's Mage deck? He's like, well, he's watching me answer this
give me
question,
some
so I'm
time.
not going to.
He's going through all the permutations. It's like the beautiful mind scene
I
right
know,
now
right?
where like the
Look,
web's
Wait a
expanding.
second. When we are banning, our opponent doesn't know what we are banning, right? So if I tell it right now, it will be disadvantage.
Yes, that's true.
So
The
I
Fisho
should
put me up to
tell.
it. I'm so sorry.
Exposed. Artosis exposed. Get out of here, man.
I'm a fan of that aggro mage, man.
All right, well, Savitz closes out here. Do you have any questions you want to ask Kolento here?
No questions really. I mean, congratulations on the win, and I was kind of hoping that we would get to see more of your decks and not just a Druid. So I would have preferred if the series went a bit longer, but I'm sure you are happy that you get to keep your other deck secret. And good luck on Friday.
I'm sure everyone here wants to see my decks, right?
No, I just want you to win the whole tournament with Druid without losing a game. I think that would be really exciting.
Well, one step at a time. I mean, Kolento is just his first match. He'll be playing on Friday against his opponent in the winner's match. So good luck in the upcoming days and get some rest, man. You've earned it.
Yeah, thank you. But I also want to say that I was really excited to play this match, and I was tired. But when you play a game, especially in such a big tournament, I don't feel exhausted or tired anymore. It just disappears.
Absolutely. Kolento able to get in the zone. It didn't really seem like you were tired whatsoever. So overall, job well done, and we'll see you again on Friday.
Okay.
All right. All right, get out of here, you little rascal. In the meantime, let's do a little bit of cleaning up homework as Kolento.
You're the best, Frodan. You are the best.
As we've had a lot of fun today. We recapped some of the matches, but we also want to let you guys know about some of the other cool stuff that's happening. This is just day one of the event. We have 2 more to go. On Friday, DreamHack Stockholm officially begins with the DreamHack Open for StarCraft 2. We also have the Road to BlizzCon continuing for Hearthstone, as well as the World of Warcraft Arena Series that's going to be happening. So make sure to tune in. And of course, engage with us on social media at hashtag Road to BlizzCon on Twitter as well as Facebook. Also on October 5th to 6th, the North American edition of Hearthstone's Road to BlizzCon will continue at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. It should be a really fun time, and that'll be hosted by ESL. Guys, do you have any last comments, thoughts about the day? What were some of your favorite moments, if you can kind of take a second to reevaluate?
I had actually a lot of fun, and I'm not even being sarcastic here. Commentating the
Why would that be sarcastic at all?
no, what I'm about to describe that I had fun doing because it will sound sarcastic. I really do enjoy Paladin versus Paladin. There's so many intricacies to that matchup.
Production
I
crew
love
went nuts
watching
just
just
now.
a dude come out versus another dude, and then they run into each other, and they do it again, and I really enjoyed that, and I hope that we get to see more of that.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the closest things to the real chess match in Hearthstone, at least. I know Savitz is a fan of that too. So can you do a little memory searching right now and pick out a couple of things that you like today?
Well, overall, like I really loved that the balance changes came in before this tournament, and just in general, like the variety that we have seen all day. Like all the matches felt really different from each other. We weren't just seeing like it used to be a few weeks ago when there was just hunters and handlock and all the same deck list, and it's just really like refreshing to see so many different strategies, and so many different strategies seem to also like work well. I mean, there were a lot of surprises, and a lot of the surprising decks also worked out well.
Yeah.
So there's so many moments. I don't even know where to start, but I had so much fun, and we had so many exciting games.
Yeah. My personal favorite moment. Great representation across all the classes. The metagame is in a healthy spot. And of course, it's cool to see the pros all dip their toes in different varieties and seeing how the final decks have come out. And, I think we're not going to be done with that. On Friday, we'll continue with the rest of the groups. You'll see who's going to go to top 8 on Saturday to play for the 4 spots as the road of BlizzCon will continue on Friday. So that does it for us here from Frodan, Savitz, Artosis, as well as the rest of the crew here at the DreamHack Productions. Thank you so much for tuning in to day 1. Make sure to hit the follow button on this channel as well as follow at Play Hearthstone and let them know how you enjoyed the road to BlizzCon. We'll see you guys tomorrow.